The second Athenian League. The second Athenian League was a humanitarian time confederation of the Italian city-states from 378 to 355 BC, and is headed to Athens, prominently for self-defense against the growth of Sparta, and secondly the Persian Empire. This is a kingdom. Oh, there they are. The Persian Empire is almost close to Athens. This is where the problem is gonna start. There are a lot of fatal, vicious attacks against the innocents. The only way to save them is to always kill your enemy and confuse your enemy. There are a lot of weapons involved. This is why a lot of people are not safe, not even the emperor. And what if they all die when there is no safe spot to be in? When there's a lot of fighting going on across the field and across the river as well. Where's Athens? After the Spartan king Sardis defeated Athenian fleet on the naval battle on Casamity in 405 BC, the Athens finally lost the Peloponnesian War. Sparta became undisputed major power among the Greek city-states. Stripped from its navy and its empire, the Athens simply became just one more city under the political control of its power. Neighbor in the sun, this period in Greek history is called the Spartan hegemony, for although Sparta didn't rule the city-state of Greece as if it were an empire, still Sparta exercised considerable influence over the domestic and foreign decisions of these independent states. It exercised then economic control over these states within population of Athens. The Atlantic Union were also fell. The Athenian hegemony was demolished. The Spartans had, with their military companions, opposed their will to our Greeks. Sparta became the economic, its economy remained in Greece for 25 years.
After the bloody conflict, the Greeks finally managed to expel the Persians from their territory. The Greek city-states were unified and established by the Hellenic League. This alliance was commanded by Sparta and had the goal to defend Greece against a Persian invasion. However, after the Persian defeat, the Spartans and their allies of the Peloponnesus did not see any point in extending the alliance. After the exit of the Spartans and their allies, the alliance's leadership was in the hands of the city of Athens. In Asia Minor, the Greek cities which were under the Persian rule took advantage of the frailty of their enemies and became independent from the Persian Empire. However, they feared being conquered again, and so they joined the alliance led by Athens. The members of the former Hellenic League reunited in the sacred island of Delos, where they agreed to provide ships to form a great fleet to stand for their members in case of future Persian invasions. The cities that could not lend any ships to the alliance would be forced to pay tribute to maintain the armies. A major part of the collected resources was used to reconstruct the city of Athens, which had been shattered during the war against Xerxes. As years went by, Athens kept strengthening itself more and more as the leader of the Confederation. Leading the Mediterranean's most powerful fleet, Athens started to rule the region's sea trade, becoming the wealthiest city in Greece. As years went by, the risk of a Persian counterattack became unlikely. Therefore, some Greek cities decided to lead the Delian League. However, Athens did not allow it. Tired of paying tributes to the League, some cities rebelled and wanted their independence. Athens crushed the rebellions and destroyed the fortifications of the rebelling cities. So the cities became vulnerable and no longer could carry out an uprising. Athens now had far greater authority, which largely exceeded its role as leader of the alliance. Its relationship with the remaining cities was now sovereign vassal. A new leader emerged in Athens. His name was Pericles. One of his first measures was to bring the alliance's treasure, located in Delos, to Athens. The wealth of the Confederation was used for several purposes which were not related to the defense of the League's members. Pericles used part of that treasure to reconstruct and extend the Acropolis of Athens. Prosperity started to reign in Athens. Its golden age had begun. Their Spartan neighbors watched the birth of the Athenian Empire with concern.
By hypocrites. last one. We thought we were finished. We're here. It's time to fight tonight. We're glad we get to rule everything. We have to take back what we started from. Take back what was ours. What's been stolen. You showing off your honor over the world like some sort of disease. Did we really travel this far to the past? everything have been building up to this moment. Our experience that island improved that these criminal corpses are no match for us. Let's get them and kill it! Keep fighting. We're really doing well. We watched this game before. Watched the Gladiators game. Everybody's slitting throats, slashing, dashing. Bloods and guts are everywhere. River Delta! It's time to take back what we got! You nasty little shit! Come on! Had enough of this! You take it back! Your father! I'm dying for my father! This is Sparta! Get off of me, you asswipe! I wish you were dead already! You're no good to me, man! Who else is no good? I will die with trying! I will die! By trying. Slow down. The 400. Who else you gonna fight for, huh? You piece of shit. Come on. Let's see what you got, man. Come on, man. Ah! 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 That's why you miss, actually. Ah! You're never going to win this battle. Ah! You better know how to fight well, or your ass is just going to die. Die just like that. We're the Spartans! We fight until it's the end! Why can't you just die already? Damn! Hey! We kill our enemy for a reason! Don't give up! You're dying for our family! We have no choice! The answer is war! That's for disrespecting my culture! And I'm going to kill you guys for it! Oh. You are right. We got one more to kill. He's a Persian. We keep on fighting. We got this. We're gonna die fighting. We won! We survived! Next we serve the masters. One of them was so good, and some of them were just disobeying their masters. That's how they get killed back then. It was rough and tough back then. They had no choice but to fight and save their own lives, risking their own lives, dying for their family. What we have here, the picture of one of the emperor. One of the emperor. I don't really think I call them betas. One of the emperor. We're trying to get rich. We find out on that special event. Actually, he says here, Helots have served English with alcohol by the Spartans, so they were drunken behavior serves as the object lesson for Spartan youth. They didn't know any better. That's how they were drunk. As a covert judgment applies, however, fear of the slave revolt did more than influence Spartan approach. Internal order It was instrumental in shaping a state foreign policy for an external acknowledgence, or even more importuneness could attempt to turning the Hellenes against Spartan's leaders. As it happened, he scarcely required an encouragement. According to Jean Ducat, France's foremost authority on Sparta, there existed in a state for open war between the Helots and the Spartans. All throughout the period from 520 to 460, seven mostly Nabotabli. Following the earthquake in the Equitat Valley in 464 that destroyed much of Sparta, the city's slaves joined forces with their counterparts in Montesena and attempted a coup. Then, through the sturdy tensions between Sparta and Athens had been rising following the collective defeat of Persians in 479. Former entirely welcomed the latter instance in suppressing the uprising. Soon, however, Sparta asked the Athenian contingent to leave, fearing that the democratic ideology of the members might encourage the further Helot subversion. British historian Paul Cartledge explained that the Spartans, simply did not want several thousand of democracy-minded the citizen soldiers running loose on their Greek civility, undeclared in their tightly controlled territory.
Welcome to our second video covering the evolution of the
willing to claim back their freedom, revolted against Persia. The Ionian Revolt was successful in the beginning, but ultimately failed to achieve its goal.
Everybody had to fight it
This
out.
major historical event influenced the fate of mainland Greeks as well. What would thereafter happen? Greeks could only fearfully imagine.
They had to die fighting.
The series of events that followed proved to be of crucial importance, not only for the course of the entire Greek history, but as well for the identity.
When you
and
die
culture of
fighting,
ancient
you
Greeks.
fight for your family, and you fight for honor and respect. That's how we get freedom. That's how we create freedom. It's that we fight it out.
The extent of Athenian grief for fellow Greeks in Asia Minor is best shown in the following. A tragic poet named Phrynichus, not long after 494 BC, wrote a play called The Capture of Miletus, which mostly featured the cruel fate of the city and its inhabitants
to not be
as
a
the
free country. Not a free country
transferred grown men
means
to live in an area around the Tigris River, while women and
you're
children
not allowed to
were
go
enslaved.
certain places because the way how you
The audience was moved to
look, or your
tears,
background,
and the
or
poet
your
fight
image,
for
or your
reminding
tradition.
familiar misfortunes. After the failure
In
of
certain
the Ionian
areas.
Revolt in 494 BC,
And if you
the
try
rebels
and bring
decided
this
to
all
wage
up
war on
in
Greeks
this
in Europe.
country, the first thing
As
they
an
will
empire
really
in
do is
expansion,
put you in jail
Persia
or
was
kill you,
naturally
or
inclined to conquer new
held you
lands,
by
but
hostage.
there were specific reasons for invading mainland Greece. Two Greek city-states provided
And then you
Greeks
become a
and Ionia
slave
with
at the
military
end.
aid. Athens
This is bad
and Eretria.
news. So we didn't have no choice but to fight. We bring our armies, we made armies, and we join in our army. We die fighting for our family.
Darius, upon hearing the news
This is
of
the
Greeks
problem.
burning Sardis to the
This is
ground,
what is going on.
asked who these Athenians were.
We had no
He
choice.
demanded his servant to remind him every day
We start to
of
train
Athens'
as
retaliation
babies,
for the
small little
misdeeds of the
children,
Athenians.
train in the army as babies. We didn't even go to school.
By historians,
That's the
designate a period in
The
history
scary part about it. We didn't even go to school back then.
engaging in a series of
No school. We had to join the army. We had
This
no
period lasted
choice.
between the years of
Even when we
499
didn't
BC
want to, because, hey,
479 BC.
it was terrifying.
In this video,
We don't want to
we will
see
turn
no
our
bloodshed.
attention
We
to
don't want to
the
see
period
people
after the
getting
Ionian
murdered
Revolt, which will
on
be
the
the topic
field.
of another video.
Bloodshed by a sword
Our main
slashing.
source for this decisive part of Greek history is the
cutting
historian
throats,
Herodotus.
slitting throats, stabbing,
As a matter of fact,
seeing
his
bodies
whole
flying
narrative is
everywhere
based around the
during the
Greco-Persian
war.
conflict.
Everything, man,
At the very beginning of
everything.
history,
During the fight,
Herodotus tells us that this
during the
war
fatal battle,
inspired him to start writing
it was
history,
terrible.
and that his
The
aim
war
is to prevent the memory of great
was
deeds
very
from falling into
very
oblivion.
terrible. It was a nightmare.
Darius launched his first campaign in 492 BC.
Back then, we didn't have no choice.
Persians were led by
No one was
Marcellus,
safe,
the king's
not even the
trusted
emperor.
general.
So
He had
we had
two
to
main
start training
objectives.
as babies,
First, to solidify Persian
and then
rule in Thrace
start surviving
and Macedon,
as
established
adults,
during
as
Darius'
grown
Syrian
men.
campaign in the years of 513 and 512 BC.
We had to survive
and
fighting
second,
as
attack
grown
Greeks
men.
from the north.
Tell you,
The ground forces were
This
moving
is
along
the
the
Persian
northern coast
Empire.
of the Aegean Sea,
it is close
followed by the
to
Persian fleet.
the
Yet,
race.
the invasion was unsuccessful due to a storm which wiped out
Athenians.
part of the fleet near Athos.
There was Athens.
Determined to punish the Greeks nonetheless, Darius started planning another campaign. This time,
Persians
his
versus the
forces were to
Greeks
take
in
another
a
route
fight.
across the Aegean Sea.
The
In the year of
Argives.
490 BC, the mighty Persian fleet, led by Datis and Artaphernus, set sail and captured the island of Naxos. Not long after, the majority of the Cyclades fell under Achaemenid rule. The Persians disembarked on the
Invade
Euboea
Athens.
and burned the city of Eretria to the ground, as an act of revenge for their involvement in the Ionian Revolt. At this time, the Athenians are readily expecting the Persians to land on Attica and attack their polis.
We're ready for
Darius'
fighting.
plane was chosen for landing, since its
Once
terrain
bad shit goes
enabled
down.
the Persians to use their cavalry. Upon their landing at Marathon, the Persians were
We're
in
ready
no
for our
hurry to
slash.
initiate
We're
the battle.
strapped up with weapons.
The Athenians were led by Callimachus,
We're ready.
the Archon Polemarch, and had around 9,000 men at their disposal.
Ready to die for my family
The High
by
Command
fighting
was
it out.
hesitant
Had no
whether they
choice.
should attack as soon as possible, or wait for the Persians to attack first.
I had to fight my worst
Although
enemy
vastly
to get to where I'm
outnumbered,
at.
a vigorous
To save my
strategist,
own life and my loved
Miltiades,
ones.
proposed to Callimachus
By learning this type of war, by learning this type of martial art.
As Herodotus claims,
Everything that
Athens was
involves in
danger of
fighting,
surrendering to
war,
Persians due to
territory.
the existence of a pro-Persian Persian party
territory attack,
which finally instigated the Athenians to attack first.
and survival
The right
tool.
flank was commanded by Callimachus himself, while the far left flank was manned by Plataeans from Boeotia. The Greek middle was probably intentionally left thinner in order to generate more force
During the
on
war.
flanks, which, according to the
The
plan,
Battle of Marathon.
were to encircle Persian forces.
This was big.
The Persians weren't adequately prepared for the Athenian offensive.
Oh yeah, here we
Deeming
are.
the Greeks mad, the invaders were completely surprised by the sudden attack. Knowing the enemy archers were a great threat, the Athenians covered as much distance as fast as possible. Although heavily armored in accordance with the standard hoplite panoply, these tactics proved most crucial in achieving victory. The Athenians managed to close the gap and engage in melee combat with their foes.
Engaging combat.
In close quarters combat, the Persians proved themselves no match for
Yes,
superior
engaging
Greek
combat.
fights. Even though the Persians succeeded in suppressing the Greek center, both flanks were shattered, followed by encirclement of the remainder Persian troops. The aftermath of the Battle of Marathon was heavy Persian losses, 6,400 men, while only 192 Greeks died, amongst them the polemarch Callimachus. The Persians attempted to conduct a daring move and capture Athens while the main body of soldiers was still at Marathon, but failed to do so because the victors from Marathon had already returned. The significance of the Greek victory at Marathon was immense. First, the Greeks proved themselves a worthy opponent to the Persians, who were at that time considered fierce warriors, and their very appearance brought intimidation upon their enemies.
This was a dangerous
Second, the myth
way
of Marathon
of going
was
in
to
the
remain
trap.
ingrained in Greek memory and tradition
This was a
as one of
dangerous
the
option.
brightest moments of Greek history. Third, Athens gained a considerable amount of respect among other Greeks. Miltiades was praised for contributing to this victory by providing wise counsel and fighting courageously. The Athenians started
Good
building
fight
a
for
new
a
temple
master.
at the Acropolis in honor of their victory at Marathon.
It was the
This
village.
temple was located on the exact same spot.
We always want to
where
make
the
sure our
Parthenon
village is always
was
looking
to be
pretty.
built, and was
We never want to
finished
get it
due to
destroyed.
Persian destruction of Athens in 480
There are no
BC.
maniacs out there.
Also,
Only
old
the
Parthenon
maniacs
was built,
would try
which
and
would be
tear down
replaced in
our
the times
village.
of Pericles by the new
Yes,
propylaea
how it is.
of architect
Tearing down
Mnestheus.
the village.
On the northern side of the Athenian agora,
We're
a
not
new
making
building was
sure it looks
erected,
clean.
The painted porch,
Would
or
be a
the
problem
Stoapoi Kile. Inside,
for the
a
Greeks.
painting was to be
And
found
that's why the Greeks had
depicting
no
the Battle
choice
of
but to
Marathon.
fight.
A discipline in the
Fight
Olympic
for their
Games was named
village.
after the location of this famous battle.
And their family.
Upon winning the battle,
Protect it
was said that
at all
Philippides
times.
had been sent to deliver the news of victory to Athens. And
This was
having
the
done
only
so,
answer
he ran
to
a
their
distance
problems,
of
is
approximately
fighting.
42 kilometers, an act which was ever after praised by running in the marathon race. Receiving the
That's
news
the
of the
territory
disaster at Marathon,
that they're
the
trying
Rise
to
was
guard
furious and
at all
wanted to
times.
start another
The
campaign
territory,
with many
the
more
most
ground
special
and naval
territory.
forces than the previous one.
It was very special to
The
them.
Rice's plan
That's their
never
own territory.
materialized, since
This
a
is the
rebellion broke out
Persian
in Egypt
Empire.
and required his
Well,
attention.
Broke out in
Shortly
Egypt.
after, he died in 486 BC. The Achaemenid throne was succeeded by his son, Xerxes I, who would continue his father's work and invade mainland Greece once more. In this video, we have covered the history of Greco-Persian Wars from 494 BC to the Battle of Marathon. The next video will deal with Xerxes' invasion of Greece, including the Battle of Thermopylae. Feel free to leave suggestions for future videos. This channel deals not only with ancient Greek history, but with all aspects of the ancient Greek civilization. Sources, society, religion, mythology, philosophy, art, famous individuals, and so on. Links to social media pages are in the description. Thank you for watching this documentary about the Greco-Persian Wars on the Ancient Greek Logos channel. O Xein, Angelein Lacedaemonios, Hotite de Kemetra, Tois Keinon, Remasipet Homenon. Having crushed the Ionian Revolt, Darius intended to penalize the Athenians and the Eretrians for helping the Greeks in Asia Minor.
Some of them lived.
A great Persian fleet had set sail in 490 BC and was
Lucky
able
warriors
to subjugate
lived.
the Cyclades. After that, the city of Eretria was
It's
sacked
most different
and burned to the
if you
ground.
live.
The deciding battle
You don't have to
between
worry
the
about
Persians
nothing.
and the Athenians
But if you
was
die,
fought on the Marathon Plain in
If you
Attica.
die, try.
Thanks to
But at least you
Miltiades'
die
counsel, the
trying.
Athenians succeeded in utterly crushing the invading Persian forces and annulling Darius' intention of conquering Greece. In 486
This
BC,
is it.
Xerxes succeeded the Achaemenid throne. Formidable times and despair were yet to come and put the Greeks' capabilities to a final test.
The final test, I knew it was going to be bigger. A bigger challenge to what is coming up. There it is, folks. The bigger challenge.
Upon pacifying the Egyptian revolt in 483 BC, Xerxes began comprehensive preparations for the invasion of Greece. A canal was dug through Athos, long 2.41 kilometers, and a bridge across the river Strymon constructed. The path which was to be taken was the one Mardonius took in 492 BC. In 481 BC, Xerxes arrived at Sardis, while the army gathered in Cappadocia. The crossing of the Hellespont took place in April 480 BC.
April 488
The Persian
BC.
fleet was moving parallel with ground troops. Herodotus tells us that this was the largest force Greeks ever had a chance to fight against. The sheer number of soldiers fighting under Persian command
Right. Ooh, I'm hungry. This Greek mythology. It's a beautiful architecture. With multi-Atlantic. Not technically to be key. Suck on your ring diapers, your radish diapers. You put radish on, stick it up your fine meatballs. Greek! Greek! I'm speaking. Ah! Look at that. Разные скидзы. We don't feel I'm at the beach. Feel at peace.
I feel at peace.
Feel at peace.
When I'm at the beach,
I feel at peace.
I feel at peace.
I feel at peace.
When I'm at the beach, I feel at peace.
Feel like peace.
Δυσκολευόμαστε με το G. Το φέρουμε G.
Darius, warrior, archer. Is it really necessary to slaughter the beast? Perhaps someone beat you to the death so that you know how it feels.
I am learning.
Let's do it. I'm selling this boat. Here we are. Italy.
I have a sip that sips ashes and some milk.
Yep.
I have a ship that sips ashes and champagne.
Ship's asses. Oh, shit. Oh, no, he. Where my sword went? What you did to summon the dogged was barbaric. Perhaps I should show you how it feels. Well, let's fight! stronger than me. Darius warrior archer. I don't want to make trouble. Too bad. Get it. You must be lying when you want to play cool with me. You lying piece of shit. Still have to kill you. I don't trust you. Alright. I don't know how to belong here, but I'm sorry. I just try to get back home. You want some more as well? Come on, lady. See what you got. Sure need to wear a bra. You have that big pink burr on your head, huh? No, I thought we were fine. Why are you treating me like this? What kind of stupid shit is that, bro? Huh? You trying to beat me up? So I don't believe you if you're friends. I never believed you. Let's fight. Huh? You're stronger than me, Archer. I don't want you more trouble. Get back over here. Your big mama that jiggles titties. Huh? Get back over here. Let's fight. Huh? Had enough of your crapness. Keep on ruining the funness, innit? Let's fight it up, huh? There's 13 colonies. Strasznie. He's the Persians. He's on the bones. lot of water. Hold on! On the way! We on the way! Attention! We on the way! Let's go forward! We can get out of here! Out of these men! These are for pretty. Should be dead already. What of the reaction? Возьмите. Greek and Persian. What's the nonsense? Lisa, Nubius. AD. Athenians versus the Egyptian. Cold eye! Cold eye! Iglesia! Bloodly games! Iglesia! Ionia.
Chance to fight against. The sheer number of soldiers fighting under Persian command was so great that allegedly it took them 7 days and nights to cross the Hellespont. The Greek historian estimates the total number of Xerxes' troops at around 1,700,000, adding that 46 different peoples participated in this enterprise. As is the case with the majority of ancient authors, these numbers must have been exaggerated and are to be taken with a grain of salt. But the crossing wasn't smooth. The first bridge that had been built was destroyed by a storm that supposedly caused Xerxes to impulsively order his subjects to whip the disobedient sea. After the second construction of the bridge, the Persians were able to cross the sea between Abydos and Sestos. By August of 480 BC, the Persians would have reached the peninsula of Kiriki and were preparing to march southwards. Let us discuss what was happening in Greece before the arrival of Persian troops. After Darius' failed campaign from 490 BC, the Greeks must have been aware that another invasion is going to take place sooner or later. Athens especially took adequate steps to strengthen its army. Even before Darius' invasion, in the year of 493 BC, Themistocles was elected the eponymous Archon and induced Athenians to fortify Piraeus. Also, in 483 BC, thanks to Themistocles' proposal, the state decided to build 200 new ships, funded by the income of the silver mines in Attica, instead of sharing it among citizens. In 481 BC, a Pan-Hellenic assembly was held on the Isthmus, where the participating Greek polis were to decide means by which they are going to hold off the forthcoming Persian invasion. Ever so divided, only 31 Greek states partook in the assembly gathering. These polis concluded an alliance against Persia under a sworn oath. It was decided that Sparta wielded supreme command over land and naval forces respectively. The northern Greeks, including Thessaly and Boeotia, didn't participate because they would be the first to confront the Persians without any real hope of receiving major help from southern Greeks. Assistance was requested from Crete, Corcyra, and Syracuse, but the appeal remained futile. The Greeks gathered at the assembly once more in spring of 480 BC to discuss their strategy. Unlike the previous assembly, Thessalians were now present and demanded the passage lying on the slopes of Mount Olympus, called Tempe, to be the point of Greek defense. A force of 10,000 hoplites was dispatched, but soon after arriving, the Greeks were unpleasantly surprised by the discovery of 2 more passages, rendering their position useless. Instead, the Greek allies chose to defend the passage at the Hot Gates, Thermopylae. This decision caused all Greek states between Tempe and Thermopylae to join Xerxes' forces by symbolically delivering earth and water. Thermopylae was a wise location to offer resistance to Persian invaders due to the convenient layout of the terrain. The Greeks were aware of superior Persian numbers and tried to mitigate it by forcing it into combat on narrow space where the hoplite style of fighting could exert maximum efficiency. Although it is always said that 300 Spartans only were fighting at Thermopylae, the truth is that around 7,000 Greeks total were present. The small number of soldiers Spartans sent is to be remarked. The Lacedaemonians were expecting the main battle to be fought at the Isthmus, ready to faint-heartedly let the Greeks north of the Isthmus fall under Persian rule. This stance was evident even during the Battle of Marathon, when Spartan authorities refused to send troops to aid Athens, and will also be noticed in the wake of the Battle of Salamis. Shortly after setting the perimeter at Thermopylae, the Greeks had discovered that a secret path through the mountain to the west of the main passage existed. Those were inauspicious news, but nonetheless it was decided to stay at Thermopylae. The supreme commander of Greek forces was Leonidas, the Spartan king. He dispatched a contingent of Phocaeans to guard the secret passage, while the main body of Greek forces remained at the main passage of Thermopylae. Persian forces' camp was established near the town of Trachis, expecting the Greeks to either surrender or retreat. Xerxes was idle for 4 days. On the 5th day, the Persian king lost patience and ordered an attack. Being heavily defeated, the Persians suffered great losses at the end of that day. Even the immortals, who were renowned as the best fighters Persia could offer, had no success. The following day brought Xerxes nothing more than disappointment, and Herodotus writes that it seemed obvious to the Persian king that he had many men but few heroes. But the good fortune Greeks had so far enjoyed was about to change. A local named Ephialtes sought audience with Xerxes. He then revealed that a hidden path existed and could be exploited for flanking the Greeks. On the 7th day, Xerxes and his immortals, under Hydarnes' command, during the night. Upon meeting the Persians, the Phocaeans guarding the passage routed. Soon after, the Greeks in Thermopylae found out that the hidden passage had been discovered. Most of the Greeks fell back, obeying Leonidas' order, while he stayed at Thermopylae with Thespians, Thebans, and his Spartans, deeming retreating disgraceful. Although being aware that death is certain, the remaining Greeks provided fierce resistance, which took many Persian lives, including 2 Xerxes' brothers' lives. Shortly after, Leonidas was killed in combat, and Spartans continued fighting by his corpse bitterly. Their fate was sealed after Hydarnes and Ephialtes appeared from the hidden mountain path. It was said that many Spartans fought valiantly at the Battle of Thermopylae, especially the witty Dionysius. Hearing that Persian archers are so numerous and upon firing they can cover the sun, Dionysius said that this is good, since they would fight the Persians in shade. The famous epitaph concerning fallen Spartan warriors at Thermopylae, which Herodotus quotes, testifies the stoic nature of Spartan customs. The story of Thermopylae and the brave Spartans became one of the most heroic and yet tragic events in Greek history. The practical side of this battle was that Greeks, although through a sacrifice, gained more time to prepare for a final clash with the Persians. After the Battle of Thermopylae, Xerxes conquered Boeotia and had the path to Athens wide open. In this video, we have covered the history of Greco-Persian Wars from 490 BC to the Battle of Thermopylae.
The city of Athens, ancient Greek. Athenian, or more incurring similar during the classic period of ancient Greece, who from 480 to 323 BC was the major urban in center of the Neapolis city-state of the same name, located in Attica, Greece, leading the Delineated League in the Peloponnesian War against Sparta and Peloponnesian League. Athenian democracy was established in 508 BC under the colonizers following the Drumy in Archarios. They seized a main remarkably stable with the few beef interruptions remain in place for 180 years until 322 BC. Aftermath, eliminating war, the peak of Athenian hegemony was achieved in the 440s to 430s BC, known as the Age of Pericles.